Hello, viewers. Welcome to today's episode. Today, I'm so excited with the topic we have on the table for discussion. So, meet my special guest, Miss Santander Pascal, aka Piqué. Miss Santander, welcome to Emilite Show.
Thanks very much for having me on your show, and I'm very much delighted to be part of this show. And I'll first of all start by wishing you a happy new year in arrears.
Thank you very much, and also thank you for accepting our invitation. So, can we begin with you briefly introducing yourself to our audience?
As you rightly mentioned, my name is Sando Pascal.
Okay.
Well, but many people do call me PK. But however, I'm usually comfortable if someone just calls me Sando. I'm that kind of person who doesn't really go for unnecessary protocols and things like that. So, I'm a father of 4, and I've been married for over 10 years now.
Okay.
And I've been living in Finland for more than 10 years as well.
Okay.
And as I just mentioned, I have 4 kids, so there's like I have two girls and 2 boys, so there's some kind of like equilibrium.
Okay,
yeah,
wow. Okay, Mr. Piquet, today we are going to be discussing on the challenges that immigrant children face in Finland, particularly on the social interaction. So we have known you to be a father who is so much concerned with the social interaction of children. Now, I would like to ask you, how can you judge the social interaction of immigrant children in your immediate community and beyond, based on your more than 10 years of living in Finland?
When we talk of social interaction, there are actually 3 components that are involved. We have the immigrant, we have the immigrant, like him or herself.
Okay.
Then we have the host country.
Okay.
And then there is like the country of origin.
Wow.
So those are the 3 aspects that actually come into interaction. Yeah. So the level of interaction or social interaction between our kids and that of the host country, I would say it is quite limited at the level of let's say at the level of the immediate environment or the vicinity where they meet. For example, if let's say when they meet in school, their interaction is limited just around there. For example, like my first daughter, she is in the 3rd grade, and there has never been a day that she tells me, for example, that she wants to maybe meet her classmates, or her classmates have invited her, or something of that nature. But of course, I don't want to generalize, but I know that there are some other kids who go beyond that immediate environment. But if I want to compare, say, the host country with that of the immigrant country, because for example, myself, I did all my basic secondary and university education, part of it, back there in my home country, Cameroon. Our interaction was not limited only in school or even in church, or say free time, or social gatherings, or say free time activities.
Okay, yeah.
There was usually this kind of things that even after school we still meet there at school, maybe to play football or to do some other kind of activities, or we sometimes have some kind of like we agree to meet and then we go swimming. We agree to meet, we go like to fetch wood. We agree to meet, we go to fetch water. We agree to meet and then we go. There are so many activities that we get to doing together. But my kids here, they don't have those kind of social interaction level. Yeah. They don't get that. They don't get involved, or say doing extracurricular activities with their classmates out of the school. Yeah. So most of the time, it's only limited there, and even I've never even seen any of them say calling their classmates or just saying anything. So it's just limited in So it's just limited where they do meet.
Yes, in
So
school.
in school, that's it. And sometimes even when we go shopping, my little daughter will just say, "Oh, that's my classmate." Even just to wave, no, there is nothing of that nature.
Oh my God, yes.
But and it's not like she hasn't been doing anything or that, like putting an effort to be that sociable.
Yeah.
One thing that I can say for sure is, their teachers. They have always said that they are like really sociable. They try to help their classmates. They try to get to them, but you know they are like more reserved, and they don't open up that easily.
Yeah.
So when we go out shopping and they coincidentally meet one of your classmates and they just say to me, "That's your classmate," they don't even try to wave. I do understand.
Yeah.
Because at some point they were like waving or trying to like smile, but usually their classmates
are just timid.
They're really, really timid. And I don't know if I should say shy, but I don't think they're shy because you are usually shy with someone that you don't know, someone who
someone
isn't.
you know.
Yeah, but someone you meet in class every day,
You
and
can
someone
just wave back or smile back.
or someone who's even your benchmate.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even think of waving back. So it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And sometimes, let's say at the beginning, it was usually so disappointing to my little girl.
Yes.
But I usually pat her on the shoulder, just say that, "Hey, come on, just take it easy." So that's a problem, and I think it is something that it's probably it comes up maybe from the children's background, and this is something that I also think that the parents have a role to play.
Yes.
If I would want to think of my situation or about like what I do to my kids, like I said before, I usually encourage them to try to
interact
or even to say hello. But the few times that they did, they never got a corresponding response.
Okay.
And they didn't receive it that well.
Yeah.
So it didn't give them that urge, to continue.
Okay.
So I don't know if the parents of the host country, if they could try upon themselves to encourage their kids to
socialize
socialize, yes, and to
our kids as well.
Exactly.
Yes. That's it. Yeah.
I understand that it's so expensive to do that kind of like big events, but I think they could organize maybe smaller ones which are not so expensive.
Yes.
And they get to merging most of these social groups. I mean, maybe they kind of like design some kind of like concept which can bring them together. Yes. I think it's really important that they have this kind of like a common milieu that they can always meet, and improve on the social.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Piquet. That's a very good point. I think we are going to mention that again in the section of recommendations. So let's continue with these questions. From what we have discussed, it shows that there is a low level of social interaction between the immigrant kids and the host country kids. What can you give as reasons for this low level of social interaction?
Well, if I want to take, say, a case study, say my kids to be a case study, and as I said, I can only speak for my kids because it's a topic that I'm not really a master in the topic, and neither have I done any research in it. But just when we are talking about kids, it's something that it's more practical. And I can like quickly look at their situation.
Yes.
Now, I think, let's say one of the reasons is that the parents of the kids in the host country, they have a very, very, very big and vital role to play, which I think they have neglected. I once read an article which a certain boy was became a bully in school, and he's been well known for that I mean, for quite a long time, and for reasons that I couldn't find out, the teachers or say the school administrators, they didn't bring that boy to books, and this boy kept on doing that. I mean, like being this aggressive, and one thing I also have to say is that the bullying was limited only to immigrant children. And at some point in time, it's like someone had to like say, but this it shouldn't go on. That it's been too much and enough of this. So the little boy was interviewed, and it was discovered that everything that the boy was doing was from the background. So which means that the parents, they have been coaching him, they have been drilling him on this kind of behavioral pattern. So like the little boy couldn't see an immigrant child as a normal human being. And the unfortunate thing is, let's say in the absence of their teacher, you know, that boy will call the immigrant children, especially like black ones, the ones, you know, with the colored ones, with, you know, with you know,
from Africa.
Yes. So I don't know. I don't really want to mention it, but of course you understand.
I do.
So so as I'm saying, the parents of the kids in the host country, they have a very because
big role to play.
That's home education.
Yes.
And what these kids get in school, it's just like the basics. And we at home, we need to help them more.
Charity begins from home.
Yes, we need to help them more. And the education that we give children at home, it is something that takes them all the way through. So, I haven't generalized. I don't want to think, or I don't even want to say that all the parents in the host country that they are same.
Of course not.
But the few who have this stereotype that kids from the from the immigrant background, that they are this, that they have low mentality, they are stupid, they are this. You know, it's not true. So that's where I think they have to start changing
the mentality of
their own kids.
Yes.
It has to start all the way from there, because how many hours do they actually have in school? It's like 4 or 5 hours in school, and out of a day of 24 hours. So if your kids are like 5 or 6 hours in school, so there is almost like 18 or 19 hours that you
with you.
Yes, and then the whole weekend they are with you at home. So most of the education has to be done back at home. So the social aspects of these kids, we need to take care of them back at home. So there are quite many
parents.
Yes, there are quite many reasons and factors. But to me, I think the education of those kids, like from their back at home, the domestic education, to me, it's like the paramount. That is what needs to be, really taken care of. Every other to me, every other aspect is just minor. But the education back at home,
we should start by accepting immigrant kids.
Those parents, they have to tell them. They have to bring up their kids in the right way.
This whole problem of underemployment of immigrants has a toll effect on the children, on the immigrant children, not only financially or not only economically, but also socially. Parents have become workaholics because they need to work hard, extra hard, to meet up with the financial responsibilities. You see parents working from Monday to Sunday, working from morning till night. And if you go through their schedules, they don't have any time allocated for the kids, for their hobbies or for their leisure time. So it's really difficult. So if the system can make it in such a way that immigrant parents have good employment. For example, if a parent is an IT technician or a banker or an accountant, just to name a few, why would a parent be doing more than one job? So we, the immigrant parents, we don't have family time because we work so hard. We work so hard to meet up with the financial responsibilities. So that is also one of the major reasons for this low level of social interaction among our kids. Thank you, Ms. Ansande, for your very good contribution. Based on all what we have discussed here, what recommendation do you have to give to parents to help improve on their children's social interaction? Do you have any recommendations to immigrant parents?
I have a lot. When it comes to social interaction, I think my adrenaline level is always high there. Like, of course, I don't know, anyone who's really close to me must have noticed that for my kids. I mean, like, really, my adrenaline level is high up there.
Okay.
The unfortunate thing is, most of us immigrants, we don't get our children involved into like hobbies in particular.
Yeah.
And those hobbies are places that that exposes our kids to social gatherings.
Yeah.
As I said, it shouldn't only be limited only around schools or say some kind of like little meetings around the place, but it should extend.
Yeah.
So the question now is, how much time do we immigrant parents allocate to our children, particularly to take them to their hobbies and leisure activities?
Yeah.
There are quite many children who don't even have any hobby.
Yeah.
I mean, like, really, why is that? Because this is something that I think that even at the level, even there in the schools, I think the teachers, they should find out if the kids, they do have some kind of like hobbies or free time activities. If they don't have, maybe they should talk to their parents. In case they don't, or one thing also is that some parents, they don't know that there are some free time and leisure activities that are not very far from where they do live. Yeah, they're not very far from their homes. And there are some even which are online, which can be done virtually. But of course, the virtual one, it still limits their social interaction. But you know, since we are more concerned with their social interaction, I think we should like encourage them to go out.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
There are many immigrant children who are talented.
Yes.
And you know, and one thing that we also need to understand is we need to expose them. We need to bring them close to these hobbies.
Exactly.
And we need to research and to see that talent in them.
Yeah.
And then we try to bring them close towards practicing those talents. Because one never knows. You don't know where those talents will take them to.
Talents are very important
Yes.
in a person's life, because there are many rich people today who got rich not by their education but by their talent.
Exactly.
Yes. So I will say that I will just add to it that parents have to help the kids to find their place in this community.
Yes.
Because there are so many activities that, for example, parents have their own social gatherings, they attend parties and all of that, but the kids have very few of those gatherings that they go there to like express their talents, or they go there to practice their skills. We need to help our kids come out, bring out those talents in them. They are super talented, but if we don't give them a platform to express those talents,
there's no way we'll see them.
Yeah, there's no way we are going to see them.
So we actually need to take them out there so that they can like kind of, you know, because these talents in them are like what you call like boiling magma.
Yeah.
They need a vent to be able to explode and to find themselves up there.
Yeah.
What you call like the epicenter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they actually need someone to carry them there to practice these hobbies, and then they would explode and emerge at the epicenter. And up there at the epicenter, you don't know what awaits them there.
Yeah.
So please, we just need to take our kids where they should be.
Immigrant parents should learn to take their kids to hobbies, to playgrounds, or to
free time
activities.
Yes.
Exactly. Because that is where they start to grow this talent.
And they should be very vigilant also to see if the child is going towards the left direction or to
Yeah.
the right direction if the
Okay.
child is going up or going down.
Down, yes.
So, you know, when I'm talking about all this direction, it's well, it relates to, or let's say we can relate them to the various sporting activities or various leisure activities, you know. So you just you just have to try to observe towards which direction those kids are moving, and then you
Okay.
just have to give them just a little push or just a little kick,
Yeah.
and they will get there.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Pique. Those were recommendations to the parents.
Yeah.
What about to the government? Do you have any suggestions for the government on how to help these immigrant kids have a better social interaction?
Still, there is a lot there for, let's say, the system or the government to do. We understand that when it comes to pricing policy, there is no way that they could price, say, A higher and B lower, but the system has been made in such a way, for example, that there is a very logical way to do that, in such a way that high income earners they can pay more for certain things, and low income earners they can pay low for certain things. So these hobbies, I would suggest that, though there are some which are like really, really cheap, not too expensive,
Yeah.
but if at all there are some that are expensive, I think the government should step in, and then they should try to maybe subsidize exactly. Yeah, they should just subsidize so that there shouldn't be this kind of like price discrimination.
Yeah.
And still, talking about these hobbies and social or free time activities with the immigrant sociocultural groups. We're talking about the kids, but I think the immigrant sociocultural groups, they also have something to benefit in this aspect.
Yeah.
I've brought this in play because I have an experience which isn't that good. We have a kind of like football group that we usually meet, and then we play football together. And then in the summer we organize a kind of tournament.
Okay.
But we have a very, very big problem that there is always no football field for us, or sometimes not that there isn't actually, but we need to pay or we need to rent them.
Okay.
And in which case we don't have those finances, and that very much limits us not to always consider, even sometimes, like even taking up the tournament, because if we don't have the finance to rent those playing grounds, so how can we proceed? How can we get to them? So this is something that I think maybe if the government could intervene, because I don't know if there is anybody which is concerned or which can help in that. But over the years, we have been trying, we have been searching, we have been looking to see if there is at the level of Kaupunki, if there is someone or an organization or a particular office which could help to subsidize or even give us these fields that we could use just for a short period of time, or even, and we're thinking of a short period of time, but of course it's something that we would like to have, say, throughout the year. And there are so many football fields around which are under, I would say, like, which are underutilized. So sometimes we really wonder why they won't give us those fields for us to use. So that very much limits our social activities and our social interaction.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Pique. It was a wonderful discussion with you, and I really appreciate your contribution to this channel.
Thank you very much for having me in your show, Emmy Light, and you are always welcome whenever and wherever.
Okay, thank you. And viewers, thank you so much for watching. We thank you that you have listened to the end. We want to say, if you have anything to contribute to this topic, please tell us in the comment section, and stay tuned for more of these discussions. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so, and also remember to like, share and comment. We appreciate all your support and contribution to this channel. Stay tuned for more updates next week. Bye.